Despite having a new leader and a new premier, it appears the BC Liberal Party still has a bit of an image problem. According to an exclusive new poll, while voters clearly favor Clark as a leader over the NDP's Adrian, public opinion is effectively tied when it comes to support for the parties. Keith Baldry has the details.
So Christy Clark is our new premier, and Adrian is the new opposition leader. Two new leaders elected within weeks of each other, a shape-up the likes of which BC has never experienced before. So how has this kind of change changed public opinion? According to a poll just taken by Ipsos Reid, the BC Liberals are sitting at 41% among decided voters, a drop of 5 points from the 2009 election. The NDP is close behind at 39%, a decline of 3 points, while the BC Conservatives are now up a significant 8 points to 10%, and the Greens are unchanged at 8%. Given the margin of error, the poll shows basically a dead heat between the Liberals and the NDP.
Right now in BC, it's essentially a dead heat. If there's an election called this year, it's either parties to win or to lose.
The biggest move in the poll seems to concern the BC Conservatives, who appear to be taking support from the BC Liberals. But will that last?
The Conservatives are doing well. They're at 10%. I'm sure they got a bit of a bounce from the recent federal election, but clearly they are a force in BC. They're not likely at this point to begin winning seats, but they're certainly large enough that they could begin to create vote splits that the Liberals wouldn't like.
But politics is also about personalities, and on this point, Christy Clark so far enjoys a clear advantage. When asked who would make the best premier, almost half the province, 47%, chose Christy Clark. Adrian lagged far behind at 25%, with more than a quarter of the electorate unsure.
Christy Clark is well ahead of Adrian at this point in terms of perceptions as a leader. British Columbians, almost by a 2-to-1 margin, think that she's the leader who would make the better premier of BC. But I would caution to say it's still early days for both of these leaders, and there's a lot of British Columbians who haven't really made up their minds about either of these leaders.
The poll also shows that Clark and the BC Liberals have an edge with men, older voters, and the southern interior and the north. Dix and the NDP, meanwhile, are strongest with women, younger voters in Vancouver Island. After all that change at the top, it appears one thing has changed from the last election. It's still a close race between the two major parties.